Talk about a statement win over the Minnesota Vikings. The Eagles winning over the Minnesota Vikings yesterday, 38-7. I haven't slept. I haven't stopped being excited for this team. I am at a loss for words for what this team did yesterday against the number one ranked defense in the league. I'm gonna be everywhere in this video. I don't. There was no going into this video knowing what I'm gonna say. There was nothing like mapped out. It's just so surreal that the Eagles are finally going back to the big dance after so many years. And just congratulations to the Philadelphia Eagles organization, all the way from the bottom, all the way up to the top. But just wow. I am super excited. I haven't stopped enjoying this moment. But there's still one more game left. There's still the big one, the big S word that nobody likes to say. None of us Philadelphia Eagles fans love to say that word. And we're going against a New England Patriots team that shockingly is beatable coming into this game. So the Philadelphia Eagles go into this game having the number one seed, coming in at 13-3, without their starting quarterback in Carson Wentz, without their starting left tackle in Jason Peters, without their starting linebacker in Jordan Hicks, without one of the most high prolific running backs in Darren Sproles, just a multitude of injuries all over the place. And questionable coaching it early in the year and all these things, but for some reason, some crazy reason, we end up winning, and we don't end up winning like we won big. Like we won. Like we didn't scrape this one by like we did against the Falcons. Like we single-handedly took down the Minnesota Vikings. And so it opens up. Minnesota has the ball. We decided to defer the ball, which I loved because I love getting the ball back at the half. It's such a momentum changer. And Case Keenum went down the field, and they ended up getting the touchdown to Kyle Rudolph on a broken up defensive play, in my opinion. And it was all over from there. I mean, Minnesota really had nothing else after that. And I knew coming into this game that it was going to be very difficult for Minnesota to run the ball. And it shows. I mean, Jerick McKinnon had 40 yards rushing, Latavius Murray 18 rushing, Case Keenum only one rush for 18 yards. So we come into the game and knowing that that's where our strong suit was going to be, and we dominated with run protection. And it was such a good game by the Eagles. And I'm just looking at some of the scoring summaries, but yeah. So really early, in 10 minutes into the game, Case Keenum passes to Kyle Rudolph for the 25-yard touchdown, and then I think the Eagles get the ball back, and we ended up not being able to do anything with it. And then all of a sudden, one of the free agents that we didn't think that was gonna do anything, just a guy that we were gonna add on to the squad to just figure out something. Patrick Robinson intercepts Case Keenum for a 50-yard touchdown, and with 6:26 in the first quarter left. And this is what makes this team so deadly, because when Patrick Robinson intercepted it, he intercepted it on the left side of the field, and it really didn't seem like he had much going in front of him, but he made the necessary adjustments to get all the way to the right side of the field and get into the end zone, being able to point out to his blockers where to block. And any other team, honestly, would probably just intercept the ball and possibly get out of bounds just because they won the interception. And I'm very happy that we got the interception, obviously, but the fact that he made an effort to get into the end zone from there for the pick six, just wow. Just honestly, just it's just wow. It's crazy. And and the fact that he made those the extra um just the effort to get into the end zone really got me going, really got my juices flowing, loving the fact that my team can possibly be getting to the big dance. So in the second quarter, LeGarrette Blount that run by LeGarrette Blount, oh God, just plowing guys over into the and get the 11-yard touchdown in the early in the second. And honestly, the Vikings weren't able to do really much after that. And then, oh man, the Nick Foles touchdown to Alshon Jeffrey. Oh my God, being able to get out to stay in the pocket, to stay poised, and able to get for that 53-yard touchdown. I mean, the fact that Nick Foles was able to throw the deep ball against this dynamic defense of the Minnesota Vikings just proves that this guy has it. He honestly has it. He really does. He has the opportunities, and he can make these big plays. And he can make these big throws. And then I think we get the ball back. We get the ball back late in the second, and Nick Foles is still throwing the ball. I mean, he was still throwing the ball. He made those great plays to Alshon, to Zach Ertz, to Aguilar, to Torrey Smith. After Torrey Smith had that very questionable non-catch where he pretty much got the ball and it was right into his bucket, and Jake Elliott ended up kicking the 38-yard field goal to go up 24-7 at the half. And then we come out of the half barreling, and I believe that the Nick Foles pass to Torrey Smith was the flea flicker. I have to watch the game over again, but I'm pretty sure that was the flea flicker to go up 31-7. And then just again, Nick Foles, when in the fourth quarter with 14 minutes left, passes it to Alshon Jeffrey in the middle for the great touchdown. So we didn't stop. Like, it wasn't like even to the end of the game, like we didn't put in Sutfield until we downed the ball. Like, we played all of our guys until the end, which just shows the resilience and how much this team is hungry for a Super Bowl. But Nick Foles, 26 out of 33, 352 touchdowns, or 352 passing yards, 3 touchdowns, only got sacked one time with a QB rating of 141.4. He looked like he's been doing it all year. That's how good Nick Foles played yesterday. The running game, still for me, I wish we ran the ball a little bit more. I really wish we did. But J.J. rushes for 18 rushes for 73 yards. LeGarrette Blount gets 6 rushes for 21 yards and the touchdown. Corey Clement, 2 rushes for 20 yards. And Aguilar, I think we tried to rush him once or twice, but I don't think he really got anything. But on the receiving side of the ball, I mean, Zach Ertz, 8 receptions for 93 yards. Alshon Jeffrey, 5 receptions for 85 yards. Torrey Smith, 5 for 69 and 1 touch. Alshon Jeffrey, 2 touchdowns. Aguilar, 3 for 59. J.J., 3 for 26. I mean, look at the spread on there. I mean, the fact that he spread the ball out so much is just it's just crazy. Honestly, it's just crazy. It makes me feel good that we're able to be such a passing offense when I honestly thought we were going to run the ball down their throats all game. So, I mean, I just can't explain how well this offense played. And the offense, I thought that obviously I thought the offense was questionable going into the game. Not questionable, I guess, but how well can Nick Foles fare against one of the best defenses in the league? And he fared very, very well. I mean, Nick Foles stayed poised even after a rough start. I mean, just wow, what a great game by the offense and what a great coaching. I'll get to the coaching later, but defensive wise, we were unstoppable. Corey Graham with an interception, Chris Long with deflections and able to get to Case Keenum, Malcolm Jenkins Patrick Robinson, Fletcher Cox, Michael Kendricks, Vinny Curry, Nigel Bradham, Najee Good, Rodney McLeod, Bo Allen, Ronald Darby, Jalen Mills, everybody on the defensive side played so well against this team. And watching the Vikings Saints game, watching the Saints front four try to get to Case Keenum, and when they did get to him, he was able to step out, he was able to get out of the box, and he was able to throw these kind of circus plays inside, mind you, and he was able to get these crazy throws off. But I knew going into the game that between Fletcher Cox, Bo Allen, Timmy Jernigan, and the rest of the Philadelphia Eagles defense, that we are going to be able to contain him in that pocket where he has struggled the most. And just wow, we played so well. And it wasn't into the third quarter when we were up. I mean, I believe in the third quarter we were up. Oh God, I'm so sick. I'm always sick. I'm always fine before I put on YouTube, and then once I put on YouTube, my nose starts running and everything. So I apologize. But we were up 21-7 going before the field goal, and I said, you know what? I'm excited. I'm happy. But honestly, you never know what's going to happen. It's the NFC Championship game. It's not just it's the two best teams that are playing against each other. But the fact that we were able to dominate on such a level just makes me feel good. It makes me honestly feel good. And what a game plan coached by Doug Peterson. I mean, everybody thought Doug Peterson was going to be kind of just a guy that was there for a couple of years to see what he can do. But Howie Roseman and Joe Douglas and everybody made the correct adjustments, got the players that they needed, traded for Jay Ajayi by the trade deadline, which immediately helped our running game out, which is what we needed because our running game was so stale so early on in the year. And to be able to get Alshon Jeffrey in the offseason, to be able to get Torrey Smith going in this game, which he hasn't really been going all year. Zach Ertz finally had a fantastic year. He finally had a year where he's good all year, and he's not just good in December. And Doug Peterson, honestly, in my opinion, coached one of the best games I've seen out of him, and one of the best coach games I've seen in a long time. I mean, after the halftime, we made the correct even when we were up, Jim Schwartz made the correct adjustments on defense to keep up with the pace. And Doug Peterson was calling plays that I honestly didn't think needed to be. I didn't think, we were up. We really didn't have to do. We really should have just kind of. To me, I was like, we just need to keep pounding the ball, and we did it. We just kept going. We just kept going with the passing, and it's crazy to think that Nick Foles has led us to where we need to be, and it's just crazy. And going, like I said, watching the Atlanta game where we only won by a small margin, and where we only won by such a small margin. My phone keeps going off. I'm trying to turn it off, but we won by such a small margin. Going into this game, I was very, very nervous, and obviously watching the Patriots-Jaguars game, obviously we're going to see who we faced, but watching the Patriots game, we can beat the Patriots. I mean, is that me being a fan of the Eagles, and is that me being a crazy fan to where I think that we actually have the potential to win our first ever ring, and I'm beyond head over heels for how well we played yesterday. I mean, to be able to not have our starting quarterback, our starting tackle in Jason Peters, not being able to have Jordan Hicks, not being able to have Darren Sproles, to be riddled with injuries all year, it really is surreal, and I couldn't be more excited to be an Eagles fan right now. And back when we went to the dance the first time, I was really young. It was a long time ago, and I really didn't understand the significance of going to a Super Bowl. I mean, like I said, it was back in 2000. I believe it was 2004, 2005. I mean, how I believe I was in. I think I was in 7th or 8th grade at that time. So I mean, I was young, and to me at the time when we lost, I was just like, okay, well, we'll just get back next year. It's not a big deal. And now that I'm older and more obviously more experienced when it comes to watching NFL and watching this and seeing the us not being able to succeed and not being able to go back and getting so close so many times, it makes me really thankful to be able to be a Philadelphia Eagles fan and to be back. And this is honestly, in my opinion, one of the best teams that we've ever had built as a whole. Mm-hmm. And this is without some of their best players on the field. So what does that say for the years to come? And honestly, I don't think that we're going to stop. Like, I don't think we're going to stop at the free agents. I don't think we're going to stop at the trades. I think that we are going to build ourselves a franchise team that is going to go far every single year for the time being. And it almost, and I'm not gonna lie, I definitely cried last night a tear rolled down my eye to be able to have this team. And everyone can call me a faggot, they can call me a loser, they can call me, a piece of, anything they want. But I mean, you don't understand, like, being like a Patriots fan where you're there every single year, or you're a Dallas fan, or you're all these other fans, or Steelers fans, or these fans that honestly don't appreciate their team because their team goes every single year. And people don't really realize, like, how excited it is to be a Philadelphia Eagle fan right now. And I can sit here and just say that, like, even this morning, I was at Dunkin' Donuts getting a coffee for my girlfriend, and just the people to come up to me and say, "Hey, like, great win yesterday." And I never got that living in New York. Like, I never got, like, I've always worn my Eagle stuff, and for people to just straight shit on me or tell me I'm like the Eagles are pieces of garbage and they're not worth it and all this stuff. But to be able for someone to come up to me and shake my hand and say, "Wow, that was a great win by the Philadelphia Eagles yesterday. Like, you guys potentially have a chance," and all these fans, all these fair weather fans, all these fake, and all these people are coming out of the woodwork saying, "Well, now there's no chance you could beat the Patriots, and there's no chance you guys can do this." I said there was no chance that we would do anything after we beat Los Angeles when Wentz went down. There was no way when we lost Carson Wentz and we had a really shit 2-game stretch, and there was no way that we were beating the Atlanta Falcons off a bye week, and there was no way we were beating the Minnesota Vikings. So why not? Like, why not us? And I'm not going to sit here and talk about destiny. I'm not going to sit here and talk about fate and everything like that. But I mean, honestly, like, how can you not sit here and say that this is one of the best looking teams we've had? And just imagine if Carson Wentz was in the game. Like, imagine if our team was fully healthy. Like, people don't realize how dangerous we're going to be in the coming years. So, but now I just went on a rant. But it was just Doug Peterson has taken this team to the next level. That's it. Doug Peterson has taken this team to the next level, and with the additions of Jim Schwartz and Frank Reich, and everything, even from Howie Roseman to be able to make moves like he did in the offseason, to be able to do these kinds of things, it's surreal. Like, I really don't know. There's really not much else to say. But now we have to wait 2 more weeks. February 4th, 2018 cannot come any sooner. And it's going to be a wild ride for every Eagles fan. It's going to be a wild ride for any real fan, because I know that we're going to be the underdogs going into the Super Bowl. I just know we are, and I'm okay with that. I like being the underdog. I like being the guy that I love it. I do love it. And I believe that this Patriots team is beatable. And as much as I'd like to see Jacksonville win, and it would have been a fun ride, but I'm okay. I'm okay just getting there. But that's really. I really don't. I'm still like riding this high, so it's really hard to like really talk about what's going on. But um, throughout the next couple weeks, we're just gonna be looking at the New England Patriots and how they are. I mean, I'm gonna try to record a lot more videos in the next couple weeks. I'm going to be taking. I know I'm already off for Super Bowl Sunday. I know I'm going to have the next couple days off for that. So great win, guys. I mean, that's all I really can say. And go Birds.